Hey guys, it's Monica. I'm back. Man, I've been sick. Have any of you been sick lately? I don't know what it's been. I don't know if I've had COVID or what I've had, but it's something that's really messed with my voice and kind of gone down in my chest. But I think I'm on the road to recovery. And today I want to show you how I like to grow my milkweed seeds. And this is a very effective way to do it. And I do it like this every time. So I made a video previously about stratifying your milkweed seeds. There is one variety that I don't think you have to stratify. You can, and it may make the germination rate go up, but I don't think it's necessary. My friend Belinda gave me a bunch of butterfly weed, which is Asclepias tuberosa seeds. And I just took the seeds, just raw seeds, out of the seed pods, and I put them directly into water. And I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. These are the butterfly weed seeds that I put in this bowl of water. And you can see that I've labeled it butterfly weed, and I put these in on November 30th. Now, they started rooting within about 10 to 12 days, and I've let them go way too long. Just being sick and busy with the holidays, but they are still okay to plant, and they will still make beautiful plants. There was one right here that I thought was the best. Okay, let me show you. So this one right here, that is when I would plant them. As soon as you see any little bit of root coming out, you can go ahead and plant them just because you know they're viable. Okay, I'm going to show you now how I plant them in these little seed pots with my Jiffy seed starting soil. Okay, I've already pre-made the soil, pre-mixed it. You're supposed to add water to the soil and stir it up really good until it's like a squishy consistency, kind of sticks together. You don't want it too wet. You don't want it to wring out water if you squeeze it, but you do want it nice and wet. Okay, so you're going to get a seed tray, and as you put the soil in the tray, what you want to do is you want to press it in tight. So I'm just going to grab it and press it in. I'm going to use all my fingers. It's kind of messy, gets all in my fingernails. I don't like that. I wear gloves sometimes, but I kind of like to be able to feel it. But I press it in real tight. One of these bags typically makes one big flat of little pots. Okay, so a little bit more on this one. I like to be able to see this little plus sign in the middle. So I've pressed it in really nice, and it's packed in nice and tight. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this seed here that has just a little bit of a root showing. All right, what I like to do is I like to take a pencil and just make a hole in the center here that's about as deep as that root only. Okay, as deep as that root only. Then I set the seed on top of the soil with only the root going down. And then I cover up the root, and I leave, okay, it's hard to see, but that's it right there. I leave the seed sitting on top with only the root going down, okay, because they like to have the light to grow. Okay, now to do one of these crazy ones that's kind of has totally come out, when they're like this and they've just already come out, I try to bury them up as deep as possible. So I make a bigger hole for these. Okay, so I make a bigger hole. And I'm going to put, this goes for anything that you're growing. Like if you've let it go too long, like if you're starting seeds in a bag, like a Ziploc bag, and you forgot about it or let it go too long, you can bury up the green really deep so that it's just barely coming out. And then that will help it. So I've got it put in there about like this. And now I'm just going to use the pencil to kind of help me press around it. Okay, and that's how I'm going to leave that. Okay, so I'm going to find a couple more. This one still has the seed on it, so I'm just going to bury this whole thing. I make a bigger hole just because I need to be able, I don't want to break it. So I use the pencil. Sometimes I use the eraser because it just helps just to push it down in there. Okay, it's right there. And then I'm going to just press the soil around it, leaving that seed. I know it's kind of hard to see it, but right here, that seed is sticking up. Right there. Okay, I've got one more. Let's see, which other one really needs to be planted right now? They all really need to be planted. I normally don't let them go this long. Okay, so I'm going to take this one, put it down in there, press it down pretty far, just leave a little bit of the green and that seed covering, seed coat thing, just barely sticking up. Okay, trying to see if you can see that. That's this one right here that I just did. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, so now I'm done. I've got all 4 of these planted. I know they're living. I know they're going to grow. And so the last step is to label the pot. And so I always like to use popsicle sticks. You can use anything right like this. They make a lot that you can buy, but popsicle sticks work best for me. I also like to use ink pens because even permanent marker, it will wash off over time with you watering them. So ink pens work the best. Ballpoint pens work the best for me. And then I like to also put the date on the back of it. So I'll take this, I'll put it at the back of one of the cells and push it in, and there we go. Now they've been planted. Okay, now I'm going to talk to you about lighting. It's important to get really good, strong lighting. I think I don't know the numbers. Oh gosh. We use grow lights. I think it's like 5,000 K or 6,500 K. And what you want to do is when you put the light on these pots, to keep the seedlings from trying to reach up to the light, you want to pull that light down right on top of them like this, really low. And once they start growing, you can start inching it back up off of them. But at first, you want it to be down low. You need to make sure that the lights that you're using aren't like the hot lights, like LEDs are better. Because they don't get so hot. But like I said, you want to get right down on top of them, maybe about 6 inches, 4 to 6 inches away at first. And then as they start growing, you can pull them back up. And that's kind of the secret to keeping them short and strong. Tall and lanky makes your plant weak, and you do not want that. So there you go. That's how I like to grow my milkweed seeds in water. This is how I like to plant them, in these little seed pots with Jiffy soil. And I wish you the best in your milkweed growing endeavors. It's important. We all need to work together to save the monarch.